All right, well, we got the engine all ready to go back in the S10 here. So this is going in there, right, George?
Yep.
No, I'm just kidding. This is George's motor. And what are we gonna do today, George?
We're gonna start it and hopefully it stays right.
Yeah, so this is not the engine that's going in the S10. This is George's 5.3 liter that he's been building for a little while now. How long have you been building it?
Probably like 6 months.
About 6 months or so he's been slowly putting this thing together. And as you can tell, it's a carbureted flavor. And we're gonna try and get this thing fired up. He's dying to hear it. He's gonna eventually be dropping this into his 71 Maverick. But like I said, he's just dying to hear this thing running. So we're gonna try and fire it up on these engine legs and hopefully not somersault it through the garage.
Honestly, that's what I've been thinking about.
It's just boop, boop, boop. No, it should be fine.
It'll flip itself and land right in the truck.
But as you can see, we got a little bit of assembly required here. So we're gonna get the intake put on, the manifold put on. We got to wire it up. We've got an MSD box, actually my old MSD box that he bought from me. So we're gonna wire it up, fire it up, and hopefully not it up. Ooh, check out that shirt.
That's a sick shirt, right?
SBE gang.
Purchased it at RobbieVgarage.com.
That's not an actual website yet.
Hey, don't worry about that.
What are you doing, Rox? What do you think? Is it gonna run? Yeah, probably not.
You know, I've been a long time supporter of the YouTube channel. That's why I bought that MSD box from you.
He is a longtime supporter of the YouTube channel. But yeah, we're gonna get this thing put together, probably put it on a time lapse or something. And we'll be back here shortly. I'm gonna be honest, this is the Gen 4 one. So either I still have the Gen 3 one, or I did give them both to you, but you just didn't realize. Because mine, this one's long to come up here.
Oh, fuck.
Because that's the crank, and then this is long to come up to the cam sensor in the front.
Shit.
So either I still have it, or it's at your house, but I'll look. And
But that's been in the same box as you gave it.
the other telltale is my cam sensor wires got pitched in the firewall in the bell housing once, and I had to fix them.
Oh, okay.
That's why I looked at this and went,
Well, hopefully you still have them somewhere.
let me look.
I hope you have them, because fuck, it's gonna suck to have drought. I won't get that shit.
If you guys ever find yourself in a situation where you only have a 58 tooth reluctor cam and crank sensor harness and your engine's a 24 tooth, I'll show you how to fix it. So what you're going to want to do is on the crank sensor connector, it's not going to want to plug in because the little alignment dowel or whatever you want to call it is right here, and it needs to be right here. So I just cut it out with a razor blade, as you can see there. So I basically made a groove on this side instead of this side. So now it plugs in, but the wiring, we've got to switch A and C as per Holley's website. So I'm going to take my little de-pinning tool here, put that in there, pull that terminal out, pull the C terminal out, like so, and then just swap them. Make sure this guy push back out. And then, oh, get it lined up here. Boom. C is in A is in C. And all things being equal, this should run now. If I could get that in there. Everything's so much harder when the camera's recording. Word?
Chill.
All right. Now, if it'll focus. But anyways, you get the gist. Swapped A and C. Cut the groove over on this side instead of this side. Now it should work. Did you bring a battery?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Oh.
I thought this was what you were charging.
Oh.
You were charging camera battery, don't you?
Yeah, I was charging camera batteries. But I have a battery in the back of the S10 we can use.
Doesn't have to work.
Yeah, we'll use that one. Don't judge me on my hokey battery setup. It's temporary.
Word? Temporary for what, 6 months?
Yeah, it's been temporary for a while.
Just realized that I need a header gasket before I put that back on.
Is it the slip-in kind?
Huh? Yeah.
Oh, okay. You didn't bring like a main battery cable for the starter?
No. No, I did not.
Think I'm just a parts store?
Yes.
Like I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I can just make a battery cable out of?
Yes. That whole truck I could use.
Yeah, you're right. I probably can make something over here, but it's gonna cost you.
Yeah, good thing I brought a top load.
Bring me some more Modelos.
Got you.
I'm about out. I need more chilada mix. It's a sad day when you're out of beer.
Oh god. I did not like that.
All right, well, we've got the engine pretty much ready to fire up now. And for all you guys that have always wondered how you carburate an LS, we'll kind of go over it real quick. It's really simple. I get asked a lot of what kind of ignition system to use on a carbureted LS and all that's involved. So basically, you got to have an intake manifold for carburetor and a carburetor. And then this MSD LS series, it's a 6014 ignition box. It's going to come with your harness. And basically it's plug and play. You've got a coolant temp sensor connection, which we're not using because we're not going to hook up water. We were going to hook up my radiator out of the S10 and hook up the hoses and everything. That's why we put the belt on earlier. But we kind of decided it's not worth it. Yeah, we're just going to fire it up for a minute.
And then if the belt decides to go flying, it's not going to be cool.
Yeah, so anyways, coolant temp sensor connection. You got your coils that plug in, and then you got a ground wire for each coil here, which we just went to the intake to be quick. And then cam sensor, crank sensor connection, and that's basically it. And you're ready to fire it up on carburetor. What else?
Other than that, it's pretty simple.
We've got battery cables all hooked up. Red wire is our ignition. Orange wire is our starter. We've got oil pressure gauge here, so we know if we got oil pressure. This line right here is going to the intake manifold for vacuum reference, basically your map sensor, and that plugs right into the MSD box here. So yeah, we're pretty much ready to open the door, push this thing out a little bit, and fire it up.
And hope it stays in one piece.
And hope it stays in one piece.
Ready?
Are you ready?
Not really.
Alright. Here goes nothing. I kind of want to make it so I can see this gauge though. Okay, you ready?
Let's do it.
Figured it would have fired. Let's see if we got spark. No spark, so maybe our crank sensor is screwed up.
That wouldn't be good. Did you flip the wire?
I did flip the wires, but
Maybe it wasn't happy with that.
that was just off of Holly's website, so.
LS engines come in a lot of different flavors. Today we're going to talk about some of the differences you may find in. First thing you need to do is look at your harness and find the connector that is labeled cam. Now,
Cam,
with this,
So
not
the crank
crank.
was fine.
try to modify it without removing the.
Fuck. Well, I mean, you technically needed to do that to the crank anyway, but the
Well,
wire needs
no, I
to get
don't
switched
think-
back,
I needed to just carve it out so it would
but
plug
not,
in.
but not swap the wire.
I don't think.
Fuck.
So we'll switch these wires.
Had I learned to bring the right harness, I wouldn't be doing this.
Attempt number 2.
Still not doing much.
Still not doing much.
No spark
Still
still?
no spark. Oh, that wasn't hooked on there.
That might be.
No, his battery's
Really low.
maybe that's it's not spinning fast enough.
But it should still spark, shouldn't it?
No, because if
If it doesn't sense a cam or crank, it won't.
well, MSDs are really picky about how much voltage
Oh, that's true.
before they fire. So let's try starting it with this on here. Still no spark though. What are we missing?
You guys are probably saying, well, you ain't got no fuel in it. Ain't got no gas in
Box is
it.
grounded.
But we did
Box
fill
is
each bowl
grounded.
up with gasoline
Got
through the
each
vent.
coil pack
So the
grounded.
carburetor does have fuel in it at this moment. What we're fighting is something electrical, I think.
Yeah, everything's connected.
Huh. Really would help if we had the right cam harness.
Yeah, yeah.
Might have to plug the old laptop in and see
What it's not seeing.
what it's not seeing, see what it sees. I mean, we can make it look like it just fired up first try, but that would be wrong.
Yeah, that would be kind of whack.
But if someone was putting this in their vehicle for the first time
I guess you'd want
and had the right harness, it probably would fire right up because it did for me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I could see that happening.
when we're kind of hodgepodging stuff, that's when you start having problems.
Yeah,
Hey, you're missing the bolt on your tensioner bracket.
I know.
It'd be really nice if we could close the door.
It would be.
Let's do that. Roll her on in. Let's shut the door for a minute. This might take a while. So, it is powering up. It is saying that we got 12 point something volts. Map sensor is reading. Do me a favor and crank it.
With the ignition and everything on?
Yeah. Well, it's not going to start, but so just touch the orange wire to power without kicking this. I just want to see the RPM. Roxy, go lay down.
All right.
Go ahead. No, keep going. Yeah, we've got no RPM.
That'll be cam?
Crank.
Crank.
So I wonder if both. Oh, let's just try. I'm just gonna try swapping the
Swap the wires.
back. That, or I don't have it plugged in all the way, but it's plugged in all the way. It's just hard to do with that starter there. So let's take the starter off so that we don't have to question everything. Ay ay ay. Let's bump it real quick. So we just replaced the crankshaft sensor because everything was wired right, but we're still not getting crank signal. So we suspected that the sensor might be bad. So we put one that I had in there, and we're gonna test it real quick. So just bump it real quick.
All right.
And see.
Ready?
Yeah.
That's probably way too short.
Yeah, a little bit more. Well, it's safe to say it works.
Oh, it runs.
Scared the crap out of you.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm shitting bricks.
Well, it starts real easily. I mean, we were just. I saw that look in your eye, like, what do I do?
Oh, like, oh God.
I was like, pull the wire. Roxy's like, what the hell?
That's a lot of smoke really fast.
There's a lot of fuel in there. Oh, man. Well, you had a bad crank sensor.
Yep. Just found that out.
All right, let's open the garage door and actually like start this thing and let it idle for a second.
All right, ready to start it and hopefully keep it running?
Yeah, let me just see. We still got quite a bit of fuel in the balls. Okay. Main thing we're looking for is oil pressure.
Yeah,
So
which we have not seen yet. That was not cool.
why did it fire up so easily earlier?
Now it's retarded. It's blowing out of the intake now.
Yeah, the timing's way off. Why did it fire up so easily before?
You're right. As soon as you try to film something on purpose, it doesn't want to work.
So why did it fire up so easily a second ago? Maybe your cam sensor's junk too.
That would really suck. That would really suck.
Let's swap it out. So you recorded it not wanting to start.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So
Son of a bitch.
we learned that it had a bad cam sensor too. So crank and cam sensor from Amazon, even though they're Delphi, are no bueno. So we just swapped the cam sensor with one out of my motor, and now it should fire. Whoops.
That's that 3/4 race cam right there.
Sounds pretty good. We never did tell them what was in it,
Oh, that's true.
so we'll go over the specs here in just a second. All right, George. Tell us what's in the engine.
All right. So it's a 5.3 block, 4.8 pistons. So 5.3 crank, 5.3 rods, 5.3. 4.8 pistons for the flat tops, and the E1840P from Elgin, the camshaft.
So what's that like?
Sloppy stage 2.
Okay. Sloppy stage 2 cam. Stock bottom end 5.3. Stock crank rods, 4/8 piston.
Stock bottom end, you know what it is?
Yeah, stock bottom end gang, right there.
Yeah.
Click the link in the description to get yours.
Bunch of ARP hardware.
Heads. What heads are on it?
862s.
The 862s, and then the Holley carbureted single plane intake.
Yeah, this guy Robbie actually took all the broken heads, exhaust studs out of it for me. I appreciate that.
All the yeah, all the exhaust.
Didn't even ask for
bolts
anything,
broke.
he just did it. It was nice.
And then this is actually the second block,
Yes.
right? Don't want to bring up old memories.
The first one didn't go so well. The second one, it's holding up all right.
Yep.
It's holding up all right.
Yep. So
Water pump donated by Robbie B's Garage as well.
water pump was donated.
Alternator from Hack Jobs. That's why it looks like that.
So, and then he didn't want to buy the what is it?
Dirty Dingo.
Dirty Dingo accessory bracket like mine. So he took the stock one and just cut the bottom off because he is planning on doing turbo on this eventually with a blow through. He's going to convert this carburetor to a blow through carburetor, and these exhaust manifolds he's going to run them forward. So he had to lop off the power steering to get clearance for that.
Hence why you see V-bands on the back of stock manifolds as well.
Yeah, so he's already got the V-bands welded on.
Not sure how well, but they're on there.
So he does plan on putting a turbo on this. He already has a turbo. He's actually got my old VS Racing 7875 that he's going to be putting on this when he puts it in his Maverick. So are you going to drive it around for a little while like this?
It's tempting to do so now that I see that it just runs. And
I
it
would.
starts.
I would put it in and just get it running and go drive it around
Take it easy.
and then have fun with it, and then slowly, because you're going to need some more parts to do the turbo, and
Oh, yeah,
you need wastegate, blow off valve, stuff like that. So
That expensive fuel pressure
Yeah.
regulator.
fuel pressure regulator, all that stuff. So, but yeah, this is basic carburation LS. It's really easier once you have good sensors and the right wire harness, but once you do all that, it's really just plug and play. You got ignition power, a ground, and then 2 grounds on the back of the cylinder head for the coils, and everything else just plugs into factory sensors. It's really simple.
If anyone's wondering if you decide to do this,
Oh,
this is the belt you need to actually run this setup.
so
Just
the
any version.
KO60760
Yeah.
to if you want to do this style of setup. So it's stock tensioner, stock idler, stock bracket with an alternator. So basically a power steering delete.
So this is just like the basics. If you want to run the most basic version of an LS, this is it. Like no AC, no power steering, just alternator, water pump. The only things you need to keep it running. You can technically get rid of the alternator, but this is for street use.
Yeah. Yep. So, but that about does it. We got this thing fired up. George is happy, and it
Still
stayed
one
together.
piece. Still one piece.
Didn't make any weird noises. Had
No-
good oil pressure.
No
so
windows in the block. We're doing pretty good.
So, all right, that's going to do it for us. We're going to take this thing back down to where he can load it in his truck and take it home. Take all my parts that he borrowed off of it. And we're going to get some water because it's freaking hot and I'm sweaty. But, all right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you later.